Rise and shine, McAllister. Welcome to Harbor Mountain Coffee House at 224 South 3rd Street in McAllister. Come have a cup of joe with us and enjoy the show. You're tuned in to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Bank First, Dowdery Pharmacy, and Dobson Fiber, live on KNED 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, as well as video streaming on YouTube. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, and for the first time in nearly a month, your McAllister Buffaloes are back at home. They welcome the 3-1 East Central Cardinals to the Hook, and kickoff is set for 7. If you can't make it to the game, you can listen on KNED, on the KNED app, or video streaming online at this YouTube channel. Now, with all that said, let's welcome the head coach of the McAllister Buffaloes, Forrest Mazey.
Glad to be here.
So we'll jump right into last week. You start off the district schedule 1-0 with a 19-0 win over Bishop Kelly. What were your thoughts on the game?
It's a 3-touchdown win. You hold them to 0 points. It's I would say fulfilling, but us being perfectionists, we look at it with a 19-point win against Bishop Kelly, and we go, "Oh, well, we should have been 42-0." I don't know if that's just bad on our part, or our expectations are so high that I don't know. A win's a win, and I'll always take it. But I think it could have been better. I think we could have played a little better offensively, execution-wise. But the biggest thing is the win. And if you win by 1, if you win by 50, it doesn't matter. It's a win. It's a win, and we got our 15 district points on top of it. So the kids did what we asked them to do, and it was a good win.
Now, I'm watching some of these college games on Saturdays, and I'm realizing that some of the reasons why there aren't bigger wins are because you have teams are dealing with long fields, and that means long possessions. Now, Bishop Kelly really, in the special teams department, pinned you guys deep, made you guys work with long fields. What kind of role do you think special teams played in the game on Friday?
I gave Coach Burgess a hard time after we got done. I said, hey, it would have been nice to know that a D1 punter on the squad, because I probably would have, done some more fair catches or something like that, or had Caden fielded a little quicker. But anytime I think our average starting field position for the game was the 16-yard line. I'll be honest with you. I think we did. Coach Newberry did some analytical stuff, and we had a 90-yard drive, a 75-yard drive for a touchdown, and when you're pinned back a little bit, it makes you execute a little higher, and in the percentage game. And if you don't do that, you end up having to punt later on. So. We didn't have any 3-and-outs, but there were some times we faltered a little bit with a penalty here or there, which we got to clean up, and then we had to punt back to them, and it kind of a chess match. And I can honestly say I was never worried in the game, even when it was 6-0. Mm-hmm. There was never a point in the game I didn't think we had control of. I think our defense played out lights out against them with the double tight empty stuff that they love to do. I thought they played lights out, a great game plan. I thought offensively. Other than a few penalties, I thought we executed pretty well. Like I said, it's a 3-touchdown win. It says, look, what was it, 18 or 19-0, so it doesn't look not quite like 3 touchdowns, but it's a 3-touchdown win. But, who knows, if we execute a little better or we do a little better on special teams, and like to force a turnover or 2 more, which hats off to Bishop Kelly, because I'll be honest with you, in the first 3 games against those opponents, they turned the ball over 7 times and didn't tackle very well, and I think they fixed those 2 things against us.
Now, that's why I want to go right into this point. It looks like with their new running back, J.T. Wharton came in, the number 20. You said he wasn't playing for the first 3 weeks. I think he also plays defense at inside linebacker too.
Right.
So, what kind of team – how much better does J.T. Wharton make that team than what they didn't have the first few weeks?
When he's in shape, he'll make them a lot better. But right now he's not in shape. You could tell that as the game went. He got a little gassed and had to take some plays off, but wasn't quite as fast. You can tell he's worried about that knee a little bit. But anytime you're 6'1" to 6'2" and 220 pounds, and a starter from the season before, you're going to have a good knack for football. So once he gets in shape, I think he'll. I definitely think they're a playoff team, and maybe a team that makes a run at it.
Now, you're mentioning the defense and how impressed you were with your McAllister defense. It felt like even though most of your scoring came in the second half, the peak of the game, I'm not really saying the peak, but the big momentum swing was at the very end of the first half when you guys stopped them when they got down to about the 20-yard line.
Right.
A penalty forced them back, but you guys still forced them out of the end zone. What did you think about that whole sequence, that whole drive for Bishop Kelly and McAllister keeping them out?
I think it was just doing what we were taught to do, not faltering, not doing anything not doing too much, doing what the coaches have taught them to do, and relying back on the practices and the details of what they run. And being able to fall back on that when you're tired, when things are against you, and being able to execute.
Another example of next man up last week, you had Zach Freestad
Yep.
He really filled in, to our vantage point, filled in pretty well over the outside backer spot.
Right.
What did you think about his performance?
I thought he did great. I thought he, did exactly what we ask a guy in his position to do: come in, fill the role the best you can with minimal reps, and make tackles and make plays. And I thought he did a good job of that. And Zach's always a guy that's going to do what you ask him to the best of his ability. So, I mean, I never was worried about that as far as that. Now, sometimes you may worry about, the amount of reps he gets and what he sees in practice because he is that backup portion guy, but once he gets in there, he does a great job and does exactly as you tell him. So it's been good.
Now, you also mentioned last week about wanting to be better on third down, and it seemed like you guys were. What was your evaluation of how McAllister played on both sides of the ball on third down?
I thought we were, obviously I thought we got off the field quicker, and I thought we extended some drives. I don't think there were a lot of 3-and-outs. I think there were some times we had to punt, obviously, but I don't think there was a lot of 3-and-outs. So we sustained a little bit of a drive there. Took some time off the clock, kept the ball out of their hands a little bit. But anytime you get two teams that like to run the football like both of us do, then you're going to have a situation. I think we got to get a little better in the explosive play department because we didn't, and that falls on me calling the plays a little bit too. I didn't call any shots. I didn't call any down the field stuff. But we got to break tackles at the second level too. I don't think we've done a great job of that last couple of weeks. So I'd like to see us when we get to that second level. We got to make people miss, or we've got to break a tackle. And we got to go score. We can't block everybody. I mean, there's going to be a guy that's unaccounted for. You got 10 blocking, 10 blocking 10, and that 11th guy is going to be one-on-one with the ball carrier and the guy that catches the ball. So we've got to do a better job of getting in that open field and either making a guy miss or running him over and going scoring.
So who do you think was the lineman of the week from last week?
It was actually it was you and Cade, so it was very fitting that Cade's here today. Cade Hemmerling was our offensive lineman of the week, and our scout team both sides player of the week was this year was Braden Phillips. So he did a great job, and I've got another one in mind this week. The first time in my career I've had a young man ask, come to me and actually watch film of our opponent and know exactly how they line up on defense and did it for us. So very, very impressive that a young man knows his role right now and was willing to, okay, I'm going to watch a little film on how they line up so I can do it right for these guys, which is very impressive.
That's cool. We'll sneak aside for our first time out. We do have Cade Hemmerling and Katie Clark coming up next. This is Coffee with the Coach inside of Harbor Mountain Coffee House. We'll be right back.
Bank First has earned the #1 spot in the 2021 Reader's Choice Awards, and it's our customers who voted us there. We are proud of our customer relationships. So, thank you to our loyal customers. Loyal to Oklahoma and you isn't just a slogan, it's our pledge to every community we serve, because they are our communities too. Visit us and we'll show you why Bank First is the #1 bank in McAllister. Bank First, loyal to McAllister and you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since 1936, Dobson Fiber believes in delivering the latest technology to the communities it serves. That's why we continue to invest in our own all-fiber network to bring your business the fastest internet speeds available. You won't believe the speed and reliability that only fiber can provide. Plus, you work with local people who know your business with 24/7 technical support. Think Dobson Fiber for all your business internet and phone needs. Dobson Fiber, fast, reliable, local.
Dougherty Pharmacy at 622 East Wyandotte, formerly known as the Medicine Shop, offers free delivery in the McAllister area. We are a 340B pharmacy, and we are a compounding pharmacy as well. With all that, Dougherty Pharmacy also has fast, friendly service. We make it easy to fill your prescriptions. Drive up, come in, or let us deliver to you in the McAllister area. That's Dougherty Pharmacy, 622 East Wyandotte, McAllister. Dougherty Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Buffalo football.
Harbor Mountain is a great stop for breakfast or lunch. They serve made-to-order sandwiches, salads or wraps, plus frappes, smoothies, espresso, milkshakes, and really good coffee. They also have wireless internet service. Harbor Mountain Coffee House, 3rd and Wyandotte, McAllister. Open 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. weekdays, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Saturdays. Or visit us 7 days a week at Harbor Mountain To Go in Tandytown, or see us inside McAllister Regional Hospital and at our newest location at 418 B South Georgia Knight Expressway. There is your Buffalo drive of the game for those of you listening on radio from last week's 19-0 win over the Bishop Kelly Comets. It was the opening drive of the second half that gave the Buffalo some breathing room by making it a 2-score game. It covered 77 yards in 5 minutes and 13 seconds, and it was 14 plays long. It was capped off by a 13-yard touchdown run by junior Eric McCarty. Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach from Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAllister. This year's show is brought to you by Dobson Fiber, Dowdery Pharmacy, and Bank First. We now welcome to the show a couple of Buffalo seniors, Cade Hemmerling and Katie Clark. Welcome to the show, guys. So we're going to go ahead and start off with this one. During this time, we like to ask questions so the fans can get to know the players a little bit better. So we'll start with one for both of y'all. Again, it has nothing to do with football. Most of these don't when we first get started off. If you could learn to master one instrument, what would it be?
Already mastered an instrument.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Tuba.
Tuba. Okay. Tuba. I like the confidence. I love that. Katie, what about you?
Probably the guitar. My dad plays, and I've tried to learn a few times, but not really my thing.
I can play the guitar, but I'm no Eddie Van Halen, so at all. Turning more towards football, a question for both of y'all, and we'll start with Kate since he's here closest to me. When did you start getting into football, and what made you want to play?
3rd grade, and my dad kind of forced me into it, and then I took off from there ever since.
I love it. I love it. So, Katie, what about you?
I started at the end of last year. Coach Burgess just asked me to try it, and I liked it, and so I decided to play.
So there was never maybe an idea maybe before last year that you ever wanted to maybe try out for football? It was just Coach Burgess came up to you and it's like, hey, let's try it.
Soccer's always been my thing, so that's all I've really ever done.
So, Katie, since we're just getting done with asking you that part of the question, we'll start with you on this individual question. You put points on the board against Sallisaw, and they were the first in McAllister football history by a female, which is really cool. I know you've been asked this a lot since then, but what were your emotions when you saw the first one split the uprights?
I was really excited. I was definitely relieved that I made it. But yeah, it was exciting to hear the crowd and all my teammates.
Now, was there any
cheering.
kind of pressure when you went out to? What kind of pressure did you have? Was there any on your shoulders?
I just definitely felt some pressure, being the first girl to do it. Didn't want to miss.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you were clutch. I mean, there was even that one that happened later on in the game where you had to back up a few yards and still nailed it. So
yeah, that one was really nerve-wracking, but
you did great. Well, we'll go over to Cade now. You made a major impact on the offensive line, but you stole the show. I mean, he just said that you're the offensive lineman of the week, but you stole the show by putting McAllister in the appropriate turnover margin. You made McAllister win the turnover margin by yourself. And I remember asking Coach Mazey in the postgame show. Actually, Philip did, but he loved it. He absolutely loved the interception. So take me through that play from your point of view.
Well, to start off, we worked it all week, and that was like the one thing we introduced that week was working on getting back and picking a screen off when we saw that it was a screen. Mm-hmm. So I got to put all props out to Coach Stubbs for working that all week. And it started off with I saw the drop back, immediately mine went to pass, saw them actually lean forward, immediately went to screen. What lineman leans forward on a pass? And so I took 3 steps back, saw him drop back and go to toss it. And as soon as I saw that ball released, I saw it was coming right for me, put my hand up, blocked it, then just caught it from there.
Now, what was the reaction like when you got back to the sideline?
Oh, everybody was ecstatic. It was just electric.
I saw you try to chest bump Kale.
Yeah, he hit my shoulder and I lost my footing.
Dude, it was awesome. It was an awesome and if anyone wants to see our reaction to it in the booth, you can go over to Twitter at Buff Sports Radio. You can see Coach Harmon and Coach Stubbs in the background,
I was
too.
just watching that Tuesday.
Yeah, that was pretty great. So this is back to a question for both y'all, and we'll start with Kate here, too. What is your favorite thing about Friday Night Lights?
Oh, the electricity, especially at home. Mm-hmm. Just hearing the crowd erupt as you're running out of the helmet.
Nothing like it, right?
Nothing like it.
There you go. Katie, how about you?
I think the same thing. The crowd's really exciting.
Yeah. So now we're going to go into our next question, kind of looking at the future a little bit more. Once you guys graduate in the spring, what are some of the plans y'all have for the future?
Get scholarships and head up to Norman.
Oh, you? All right, man. What do you have any plan on what you want to do yet?
Engineering.
Engineering, cool. How about you, Katie?
I'm going to play college soccer. I don't know where yet, but and then I want to get a degree in education.
Awesome. All right, so last question. If you guys could be thrown, and this is always a fun one too, we always start it and end it with a fun one. If you could be thrown into any TV show or movie, which one would you want to be put into? Either one of y'all can start it off. Like, think about your favorite movie or TV show, or just one that you'd want to get thrown into. Which one would it be? I'm a dork. I'll tell you mine. Star Wars. Easy. I'm a nerd, and I'm going to pick that one any day. I went over to Disney World for the first time in a while, and they made that new Star Wars world. Yeah. And I saw the Falcon, and I was like, yep, I could spend all day here.
That's a tough one. I'd have to go 24.
24. Okay.
With,
is that the...
not Jason Bourne. The actor for Jason Bourne.
Yeah. Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Is he in 24?
I think so.
Okay. I didn't expect that one. Katie, anything popping up?
I don't know. It's a hard one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
It's okay.
Forgetting everything I've ever watched.
it's all right. Hey, thank you guys, and good luck against the Cardinals tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, those were senior Buffaloes Katie Clark and Cade Hemmerling. You're tuned into Coffee with the Coach. Don't go anywhere. We'll speak on East Central next. You're on 1150 AM and 98.3 FM KNED.
Bank First has earned the #1 spot in the 2021 Reader's Choice Awards. And it's our customers who voted us there. We are proud of our customer relationships. So, thank you to our loyal customers. Loyal to Oklahoma and you isn't just a slogan, it's our pledge to every community we serve. Because they are our communities too. Visit us and we'll show you why Bank First is the #1 bank in McAllister. Bank First, loyal to McAllister and you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Since 1936, Dobson Fiber believes in delivering the latest technology to the communities it serves. That's why we continue to invest in our own all-fiber network to bring your business the fastest internet speeds available. You won't believe the speed and reliability that only fiber can provide. Plus, you work with local people who know your business with 24/7 technical support. Think Dobson Fiber for all your business internet and phone needs. Dobson Fiber, fast, reliable, local.
Dougherty Pharmacy at 622 East Wyandotte, formerly known as the Medicine Shop, offers free delivery in the McAllister area. We are a 340B pharmacy, and we are a compounding pharmacy as well. With all that, Dougherty Pharmacy also has fast, friendly service. We make it easy to fill your prescriptions. Drive up, come in, or let us deliver to you in the McAllister area. That's Dougherty Pharmacy, 622 East Wyandotte, McAllister. Dougherty Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Buffalo football.
Harbor Mountain is a great stop for breakfast or lunch. They serve made-to-order sandwiches, salads or wraps, plus frappes, smoothies, espresso, milkshakes, and really good coffee. They also have wireless internet service. Harbor Mountain Coffee House, 3rd and Wyandotte, McAllister. Open 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. weekdays, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Saturdays. Or visit us 7 days a week at Harbor Mountain To Go in Tandytown, or see us inside McAllister Regional Hospital and at our newest location at 418 B South, Georgia Knight Expressway. Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Bank First, Dougherty Pharmacy, and Dobson Fiber. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, at Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAllister. I'm live alongside McAllister Buffalo head coach Forrest Mazey. Tomorrow night, the Buffaloes are back at home against the East Central Cardinals. McAllister leads the series 7-6 going back to 1994, and they've won the last 4 meetings in a row, including last year's 57-14 victory. So, Coach, with McAllister being back at home, Danny on Twitter asks, what aspects of playing a game at the Hook do you enjoy the most?
First and foremost, not loading everything and traveling. I mean, that's it's like with the technology we have and the amount of kids we have, it's like, you know, a small army, a small convoy. Just having everybody, you know, at home and having the crowd and having families and just everything that the Hook brings. You know, it's back electric again, and we're at full capacity still, and people can come to the game, and there's no restrictions. It's just nice to be home and to be in the community and having our community members and our kids being able to come to the games.
All right, we'll turn our attention to the Cardinals now. What are your first thoughts on East Central?
Well, they're just dangerous. You never know what you're going to get with them. I mean, I think they're going to be really athletic in some places, and not quite to what they were in the early 2000s, but still very dangerous. I mean, they have a taste of winning at 3-1, but you know, it's just one of the things that I think we should handle business appropriately and be okay.
Yeah, that's one thing I thought was kind of interesting looking back at the series between McAllister and East Central. 5 out of their 6 wins came in a row, and they were in the early 2000s.
Right.
So that's how good they were back then. Who are some Cardinal players that stood out to you on film?
Well, we didn't ever get a roster, so.
Do you need one? I ended up getting one if you want one.
Yeah, you might need to send that to me. But I thought their linebacking core. I think the weak side linebacker is really good. I think one of their corners. I think it's number 2 is really good. It's hard to see sometimes on their jerseys.
Right.
But we have 2 and 4 of their corners that we've kind of deciphered. Number 2, I think, does a good job. He's a smaller corner, but man, he jumps the ball really well. Very athletic. And then, on the offensive side, they've got a couple receivers that can, take it the distance. But they have trouble getting snaps sometimes. I think it's probably a young center and a new quarterback, not the Kunu kid from last year. Mm-hmm. And I think Coach Gordon does a great job. He's a former assistant there with Coach Hill when they were all, making those runs at state championships and semifinal runs and things like that. So that's just one of them things that, that they've got a good tradition to fall back on, and they've got a coach from that tradition coaching them now. And he's done a good job turning it around, I'll be honest with you, because when he took it over, it was bad. Mm-hmm. And he's done a good job of making it respectable again.
Oh, well, you're going into Friday, and for the first time in what seems like a while, looks like we could get some rain tomorrow night. What kind of impact could you see weather making on the game?
None.
Easy enough. And what would you like to see your team build on from last week going into tomorrow night against East Central?
Just finish some drives. I look at it. I think we were 50% on scoring drives. So I don't know. It's just like I said, last week seems lackluster, but it's a 3-touchdown win against a good district opponent. I mean, it's. I guess it probably doesn't seem like 3 touchdowns because it wasn't the 20s. Mm-hmm. So it just, like I said, double-edged sword. I think we're perfectionists as coaches and players. Even more so now because of what's expected of us and what people think we should be doing. Mm-hmm. But like I said, a win's a win. So for this week, it's just do us, figure out us, clean up all the mistakes, clean up the detail. I told everybody the details are what's going to get us. If we're going to get beat, it's not going to be the schematics. It's going to be the details of the schematics that are going to get us. So let's just get that done and play hard.
All right.
Play physical.
Oh, sorry. That's all happening tomorrow night. Kickoff at 7 on KNED 1150 AM and 98.3 FM, the KNED app, and also video streaming at McAllisterRadio.com on the YouTube tab. The pregame show is at 6:30, radio only. If you're going to we're going to take a break. Coming up next from Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAllister, and we'll have one final break with head coach Forrest Mazey reading some of your questions. Don't go anywhere. You're on 1150 AM and 98.3 FM KNED.
Bank First has earned the #1 spot in the 2021 Reader's Choice Awards, and it's our customers who voted us there. We are proud of our customer relationships. So, thank you to our loyal customers. Loyal to Oklahoma and you isn't just a slogan, it's our pledge to every community we serve, because they are our communities too. Visit us and we'll show you why Bank First is the #1 bank in McAllister. Bank First, loyal to McAllister and you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since 1936, Dobson Fiber believes in delivering the latest technology to the communities it serves. That's why we continue to invest in our own all-fiber network to bring your business the fastest internet speeds available. You won't believe the speed and reliability that only fiber can provide. Plus, you work with local people who know your business with 24/7 technical support. Think Dobson Fiber for all your business internet and phone needs. Dobson Fiber, fast.
Dougherty Pharmacy at 622 East Wyandotte, formerly known as The Medicine Shop, offers free delivery in the McAllister area. We are a 340B pharmacy, and we are a compounding pharmacy as well. With all that, Dougherty Pharmacy also has fast, friendly service. We make it easy to fill your prescriptions. Drive up, come in, or let us deliver to you in the McAllister area. That's Dougherty Pharmacy, 622 East Wyandotte, McAllister. Dougherty Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Buffalo.
Harbor Mountain is a great stop for breakfast or lunch. They serve made-to-order sandwiches, salads or wraps, plus frappes, smoothies, espresso, milkshakes, and really good coffee. They also have wireless internet service. Harbor Mountain Coffee House, 3rd and Wine. McAllister. Open 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. weekdays, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Saturdays. Or visit us 7 days a week at Harbor Mountain To Go in Tandytown, or see us inside McAllister Regional Hospital and at our newest location at 418 B South Georgia Knight Expressway.
Since 19...
Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Bank First, Dowdery Pharmacy, and Dobson Fiber. Before we dive into some fan questions, let's look ahead at our broadcast schedule this week. Tomorrow night, the Buffs are back in town against the East Central Cardinals. Catch the game on this station, KNED, or on this YouTube channel if you're watching. Kickoff is at 7 with coverage beginning at 6:30 with the Buffalo pregame show brought to you by First Family Federal Credit Union. Then in college football, we actually have a game kicking off 30 minutes prior to ours. It's the Tulsa Golden Hurricane hosting the Houston Cougars on KTMC AM 1400 and 96.7 FM. Kickoff is at 6:30 tomorrow with a pregame show beginning at 5:30. Then on Saturday, we begin with the Oklahoma Sooners on the road for the first time this year against a team they haven't beaten since 2018, the Kansas State Wildcats. Catch the game here on KNED. Kickoff at 2:30 with a pregame show at 12:30. Then to wrap up action, Oklahoma State hosts Baylor in a top 25 matchup. Catch the game on Rock 105.1. Kickoff is at 6 with the pregame show at 4. Now, with all that said, we have Coach Forrest Mazey with our final segment this morning where we read off some of your fan questions. If you ever have one, DM us on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio and message us on Facebook at facebook.com/McAllister Radio. So, looking at some of our fan questions for this week, Josh asks, what is the first play you ever drew up and was it successful?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. I don't even remember the first play. I don't know if it was college. I don't know. It's been so long ago, man. That's I don't know. It might have been when I was in college. Or tell them, a spinoff of one of our plays, and I can't remember if it was successful or not. I don't even remember if the coach ran it or not. Me and my offensive coordinator in college, we had a hate-hate relationship. So even if I'd have brought it up, I would draw stuff up off what we did, some complimentary stuff. But I don't remember if he ever ran it or if I just went ahead and called it on road. Mm-hmm. But it was fun. I enjoyed always. I really didn't get into the schematics of it until high school coaching. I knew what we did, and when I GA'd at Northwestern, I knew what we did, and I tried to be the best assistant coach I could be. But when I started thinking about head coach, and I always lived drawing up trick plays. Mm-hmm. I know what we're going to do base, but I like drawing up trick plays to see if those work and things like that. So we might see one Friday night. I got a little, couple things going.
Sweet. And I was actually going to ask this. This might be for future shows, but you ever seen that thing with Lincoln Riley's coach's show? You ever see that thing where he does try to guess the play just based on where the ball is at, what game it was, how much time's on the clock? Oh, yeah. And he tries to guess the play? Uh-huh. You want to try doing that one day?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's try doing that one day.
I'm down with that.
Terry asks this, what high school coach not affiliated with McAllister do you think would be the most fun to hang out with and share stories?
High school coach?
High school coach.
Oh, man. If you get him to tell all, Rush Probst. But I don't know if he would tell all. I think he's the most controversial coach in America. I think he may be back with Valdosta. He's been let go at a few places. But, if you could get him to tell all, I think he'd be the most interesting to listen to, maybe not the best person. Mm-hmm. If it was just going to be a high school coach that has probably done a lot of things right, probably Bill Blankenship at Owasso.
All right. Tanner asks, is pineapple on a pizza an appropriate topping?
Good Lord, no. I'll still eat it because I love food, but I don't like it. But like I said, once again, I'll still eat it. So it's not a preference, but I'll eat it.
See? Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Some people are weird, man. Some people are weird, but like I said, if they're weird, I can be weird with them for a day.
Trent is back, and he asks,
"Oh God!"
He asks, "What was your worst experience you've had on a recruiting trip?"
Oh man, probably NEO, and I still have. I love NEO, and I love that place. But there was a certain coach there that. And
you said you'd say it.
Yeah, it's exactly what I go up there thinking, I'm a recruit. I'm doing this and that. And my coach says, hey, you need to go up to NEO. They want to talk to you. They want to see you. I go up there. We drive up there, but then they've got a whole gangle of other recruits across the state they're taking over, showing I'm sitting in the field house chilling. And they come back and say, oh, yeah, by the way, if you want to walk on, you can, but we've got these other quarterbacks we're going to recruit, and that's why they didn't go D1. But that's why I probably didn't win very much either. But I just like to give them a hard time on that. But it was more of a personal bad experience with a certain coach rather than the whole NEO, as a whole.
Yes, sir.
So that was the one. He was right.
He was right on the money.
Yeah.
And David asks for our last question, what advice or suggestions have your wife or children given you during your coaching career?
Try not to dwell on it. Try not to bring it home. I've done better with losses now. I used to dwell on them for about 48 hours and be, okay, what could we have done different? But at the end of the day now, at the end of Friday, it's done. You got to regroup and figure out how to win the next one. You can't dwell on the old one because you'll be sitting there spinning your wheels for about 72 hours if you allow yourself to dwell on a bad loss or any loss. So we move on. What did Jalen Hurts say the other night about the deuce?
Oh,
if you take a deuce, you flush
yes.
it down, and you get ready for the next one.
He's
a pretty interesting cat.
He's a guy full of quotes. Rat poison was another one he got from Coach Saban.
I firmly believe that. I mean, if you play like crap, you flush it away and you get ready for the next one, and that's all you can do.
All right, Coach, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
No, I'm just glad to be back home at the Hook, and really want an electric crowd for these people, these young kids. I'm telling you right now, they work their tail off for this town and this school system, and we put them through the ringer. And sometimes they get hurt, and we get a couple out with injuries. They bleed, they sweat, they cramp up, and that's what they don't see. You see Friday nights, but I'm going to tell you, this community is very blessed to have these young men represent them because they give everything they've got to us in practice, and I'm so proud of them.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck tomorrow against East Central.
Thank you.
All right, this has been Brandon Green with Coach Forrest Mazey. Until next week from Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAllister, don't just have a great day, have a Buffalo day, everybody.